Why would you go to a Spanish school that's run by an American who's not even fluent in Spanish? Before I tell you why that's our secret advantage, you have to understand how I even got here. The USA, it wasn't working out for me. I was surviving financially, but not thriving. I own a music software business, and it was making about $1,200 a month in profit, which is enough to scrape by, but not enough to really thrive. So instead of continuing to pinch pennies and live with 3 roommates in Philadelphia, I moved to Peru in April 2025, where my plan was to keep working on my software business until I could grow enough profit to come back to the States and live more comfortably. I chose Latin America because I already knew a little bit of Spanish and figured that wherever I go, I should participate in the culture and the language. But in Peru, I had a problem. It was too much fun. There's beaches, there's so much tourism, there's nightlife. I wasn't getting any work done on my software business. So when my visa ran out after 3 months, I heard of a more relaxed country called Paraguay, and I figured maybe I could come here and get some work done. So I'm in the airplane landing in Asunción, and I look out the window expecting to be a city, but instead I see what appears to be the jungle or a forest. Okay. Well, next thing you know, as we're landing, the airport marshal is filming our airplane with his phone as if he's never seen an airplane before. And I got scared. Where am I? I don't know anybody here. I'm far from home and I'm alone. However, when I got into my airport taxi, things started to look up. I asked the driver what Asunción is like, and he just told me, it's tranquilo, it's chill. That was surprising, because every single city in my life, in anywhere in the world, if I ask the taxi driver how it is here, they'll usually tell me something like, you gotta be careful, it used to be so much better, now we have all this crime. But not in Asunción. And then I looked out the window of the taxi, and there were trees everywhere. So I got to my Airbnb and laid down to rest. And I wake up, and I'm here. It's chill, trees, relaxing. The next day, I'm here. Again, I wake up. It's tranquilo. But I don't have a life here. I tried going to private classes at a Spanish school in hopes of finding a social routine. The school was fine. I learned some Spanish, but I still didn't have a life. I didn't make any friends. There weren't any friends. It was private classes in somebody's home. So I tried a second school, one that did do group classes. Good, I made a friend, but I still wasn't given a life. And then I tried a third Spanish school, and this one was better. They had events maybe once or twice a month, but I still was lonely, and I still didn't have a regular life. These schools taught me Spanish. It was not their responsibility to give me a life. That's a tall order, but it's what I needed. And I talked to some other expats, and they also shared with me that, yeah, I didn't have a life here either when I arrived. It was hard to feel at home. So I decided to build a solution. Fluido Spanish School is designed to give you a life here in Paraguay. And of course, you could learn at a Spanish school taught by native Paraguayan speakers. But our advantage in giving you a life is that I know what it's like to come here as an expat with nothing, with nobody. And I want to solve that problem for you guys. You're going to be a student. That will be your new identity. You will study for several hours on a daily basis. You'll be given homework, and you'll be invited to almost daily activities with your peers. It's going to feel like you're in college, but even better, because unlike in college when you're broke, your dollar probably spreads pretty far. My goal is to give you a life here in Paraguay and make you feel at home.